Hi viewers, once again welcome to Copril Corner 5 Part 2, where we're continuing to discuss unregistered land vis-a-vis registered land. Now, unregistered land is land which the Ministry of Land has record about and record of information about, but then there is no entry at the land registry about the information of ownership on unregistered land. You see, the Ministry of Land has three departments. There is the lands department, which involves the registration department. There is the survey department, and there is the adjudication and settlement department. Now, for unregistered parcels of land, the land registry does not have information about its ownership details, its acreage, third-party information on such parcels of land. By third-party information, we mean third-party interests like caveats, like charges, and a history of the ownership of the land from its first registration to its current status. That is what we mean by unregistered land. While on the other hand, registered land is land where the Ministry of Land, the Lands Department, has entries in the register over these parcels of land. By entries in the register, we are trying to say that the Ministry of Lands Department has a register which has ownership information of the registered owner, the acreage of the land, third-party information, if there are any cautions on the land, caveats on the land, there is any interest of charge by a bank on the land. All that information is registered at the land department. So that is exactly what we mean by unregistered land and registered land. You could have like we said at Copril Corner 4, there are three categories of land recognized by the Land Registration Act number 3. There is public land, there is community land, and there is private land. And in each of these categories, we have registered public land and unregistered public land. We have registered community land and we have unregistered community land. And we also have registered private land and we have unregistered private land. That is precisely, or that's just a summary of what the difference between registered land and unregistered land is. Now, a little more on the unregistered land. Unregistered land, the legality of transferring unregistered land is very, sometimes it becomes very technical to prove, because most of the times when you sell unregistered land, you're selling a parcel of land which is not registered in your name at the lands department. There are a lot of risks involved, which we will discuss later. Now, and also unregistered parcels of land are parcels of land which the government does not have record of, and it becomes difficult for the government to tax such land, even for the county government to make such parcels of land rateable for the county government to earn income. Another thing about unregistered parcels of land is that unregistered parcels of land are exposed to risk of encroachment by squatters, because the land is not in your name and anybody can encroach the land, settle on the land, till the land, make the land productive, and it becomes difficult to prove ownership. Now, one other thing about unregistered land. Um, Unregistered land do not have title deeds. What is a title deed? A title deed is a document of proof of ownership, which shows the proprietorship of the land. It shows third-party interests of the land, and it shows a history of the ownership of the land. That is what a title deed is. It's a document that shows the ownership of the land, it shows the third-party interests of the land, and it shows, like I said, the proprietorship of the land. So for unregistered land, the unregistered land does not have title deed, but registered land has title deed. That brings us back to that motor vehicle that does not have a registration plate compared to a motor vehicle that has a registration plate.